Hello, I'm Erik. Welcome back for the third season of Behind the Curtain. Here we showcase student productions, whether it be a short film for class, a personal project, or even a feature film. As you can tell, this season's a little different than the other ones. I have a mustache now, but don't worry, I'm still just as qualified to be here as I was previously. You know, as a film student who's only made a few short films for class projects and one freelance wedding video that the newlyweds refused to pay for because it had too many star wipes, and I only filmed the groom, I feel privileged to have the opportunity to sit here and pick the brain of other aspiring filmmakers. So today we'll be joined by my good friend Matalin Racster with her original film, Driver's Ed. With that being said, fasten your seatbelts, turn on your hazards because you're posing a danger to yourself and those around you, and relax, but remain vigilant as we take a look at Matalin's film, Driver's Ed.
Hey.
Hello?
What are you doing?
Driving?
Where are you going?
Listen, I don't want to race, man. I have a wife and kids.
Oh, I don't want to race. No, I was just thinking about trees this morning, and they just give us oxygen like it isn't even a problem. Like, what is up with that?
Yeah, they really do.
Well, anyways.
Yeah.
So what's up with you?
I'm driving, like I said.
That's really crazy, man. You know, I know it's been hard for you since last year.
What?
Huh?
Do I know you?
No, I'm pretty good. Thanks for asking.
Oh, green light.
Not really.
What?
There's so many things you haven't considered, Jimmy.
I have to...
Stay, Jimmy. Stay and talk. Stay and learn what I have to offer you, Jimmy! Stay with me, Jimmy! Learn from me!
Jimmy. Jimmy. Jimmy! Jennifer!
What?
Before you rudely interrupted me with your panic slumber, I had asked you a question.
What question?
Jimmy, a green light means what?
Going?
Always?
Yes.
Jimmy, the most important part about driver's ed is that it prepares you not just for driving, but for life. When you're on the road, it's kind of like you're in life.
That was perfect.
Teaching you driver's ed is the rules of life. Sometimes when you're on the road, there's other people around in their own car.
Welcome back. We're here with Matalin to talk about her film. Matalin, thanks for being here today. Okay. I guess the main thing that we want to know is what was the inspiration for this film, Driver's Ed? I thought it was a very unique take on the subject, and where did you get the inspiration for it?
Well, the driver's ed aspect of it actually didn't come in until I was pretty much almost finished with it. It originally was just a story about a woman driving, young woman, and what could happen to you at a red light, perhaps if your window is down. And I really wanted to explore that because, you know, that's a subject not a lot of us think about every single day. What can happen to you at a red light? And my imagination ran away with it. And the driver's ed aspect, I was like, how can I finish this? And I thought of, every good movie ends with it actually being a dream and there being no consequences from the conflict. So I just took inspiration from that, and now we have what we have today.
Nice.
Yeah.
You say the inspiration was a dream. It seemed kind of like a nightmare, honestly. What's the most devastating nightmare you've ever had?
Wow, I actually had a nightmare last night that I overslept for class. Pretty much it's just that every single night. They're not very creative nightmares. It's just pretty much, it's been the same dream for about 10 years now.
Okay.
Every night.
That's awesome.
Sometimes you're there.
Really? Well,
Not usually.
We are very close friends. I know that because you told me once. So,
Yeah.
that's
We've known each other for how
understandable.
long?
I don't know, like, how old are you?
How old are you?
Like that long, basically.
Okay.
Yeah. So you say that this was based on a dream, sort of, and that your dreams aren't that creative. But I thought the film was pretty creative.
Thanks.
I thought it was very unique. I thought it was impressive that you found a parking lot that had stoplights. That was very impressive.
Yeah.
And I'm curious, how did you get the sound design just right? Because the wind was so crisp.
Yeah, it was.
Like each cut, I just was jolted out of my chair. It was almost like a horror movie.
Yeah, that was not on purpose, so I'm glad you asked about it. I didn't have a microphone for my camera, and we filmed it very, very quickly and very low budget. That's something, I know you're not super familiar with like low budget stuff. For you, you really need that help with the budget and stuff. For me though, it's about the idea, because the idea is usually so strong that I don't necessarily need a microphone to maybe get my idea across, perhaps maybe the way you would.
Right. Okay. Well, low budget or not, it was impressive nonetheless. It was driver's ed. I thought that was a very unique take on the academic subject of driver's ed. Speaking of academics, do you have any plans on maybe perhaps taking any narrative film classes just to hone in your writing a bit before you release something into the public again?
I don't really feel like I need it. Perhaps maybe the way you would, of course, need it. It comes very naturally to me.
Understandable. Well, I gotta say, I thought that the actors in this film their performance was stellar, just off the charts. I thought whoever played Ed was fantastic. Whoever played Jimmy, was that you?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were all right. It was pretty good.
Did you write that down?
What?
Did you write that down on your card?
No. This is blank.
Okay.
Yeah. But I thought Jimmy was pretty good, and I'm curious, where did you find such good actors for this film?
Of course, myself. I just woke
Right.
up and I was there. With the other actors, just close friends.
Yeah.
Really good, just caring, thoughtful friends that I had just because of my personality, of course.
I understand that these actors were pulled from your comedy group. You're in the Twits,
Yeah.
and if people know me and Matalin, we're both in the Twits together. We're best friends going at it in comedy.
Yeah, we are.
And I'm curious and perhaps a little hurt that you didn't think to include me in the casting process. I wanted to pick your brain a little bit on that.
I'd like to pick your brain a little bit. I think it's interesting that your head is that big when there's clearly nothing inside of it.
All right, we'll move on. I'll ask you about that after the show.
All right.
So I guess you say this was low budget. With low budget films, there's always challenges. Writing aside, you can work on that. Were there any challenges on set? Any location problems? Anything like that?
Mostly it was very difficult to find a red light. You'd be surprised how many of them have cars at them actually in this town. So as you did mention, this is clearly in a parking lot. Car is parked. You can see a lot of the spaces behind it. So yeah, I guess location was kind of a challenge. But again, the idea was so strong in the writing and the acting, especially me, Jace, not really you so much because you're not in it, because I did not ask you to be in it.
No, you didn't.
And Jack, good friend Jack. He was in it as well.
Even Jack.
Well,
Well,
almost everyone.
it sounds like there weren't too many issues. I am curious, though. We saw a photo of you. You were in a car for this film. How did you have extra hands on set to get that car there? Because I understand with your extensive record of DUIs, you're unable to drive at the moment.
Oh, that's
so
interesting.
I'm curious how you got that car there.
Yeah, so a car usually only requires one person to drive, so that is an interesting question. It does make me wonder maybe what you've been up to in terms of driving, what kind of help you require. For me, it was pretty easy. I think you might be thinking of yourself with the extensive record. Yeah, that seems like something you would probably be more interested in, driving under the influence and other decisions like that.
Okay. Thank you for answering my question. I was just curious. It sounds like you figured out the problem. Good problem-solving skills on your part. So I understand that you're a comedian. We've been good friends for quite some time now. I've seen you do stand-up, and I'm just curious. Do you have any comedians that you look up to help hone on your craft?
Good question. You know, a lot of my craft just comes to me in dreams. As I said earlier, just very natural for me. I know that you need, as I've said many, many times, a lot of help. I really don't.
So there's no comedians you look up
No.
to, just yourself? None at all? I pegged you as maybe like a Joe Rogan type kind of person.
I'm
Jeff
sorry,
Dunham, maybe. This seems to be your
I
comedy.
just can't even listen to you. That outfit is so interesting to me.
What's wrong with the outfit?
Looks like one of us is gonna have to change.
What are you talking about? You're completely different color schemes. You really need to come to terms with your color blindness, Matalin. We need to talk about that.
Pardon me?
What?
I couldn't hear you over your feet being as big as they are,
Why are you
compared to the rest of your body. Do you have any more questions?
You know I'm insecure about my feet,
Do you have any more questions?
You know I'm insecure about my feet.
Okay, well, do you have any more questions?
Yes, I do, actually. Any films in the work, anything coming up from the great mind of Matalin Racster?
I actually do have something I'm working on. Super excited. We're going to start filming in late October again. Jace is going to be a huge help with it. Some of my other really close friends are going to be a huge help with it. I guess I haven't told you about it yet.
Would you need any extra help, maybe? Like,
I don't want to embarrass you on your TV show.
We'll talk about that after. We'll add that to the
I
list.
think that's best.
Okay. So is there anything else you'd like to share about that film? Any teasers? Any? You have a log line, perhaps, so we could prompt our viewers with what to expect.
You know, I haven't really thought about this at all. Log line. I just like you sitting across from me. I can't even think, Erik.
Okay. Well, let's. I'll try to ask some questions that are easier, so you don't have to think as hard. Going back to the casting process, you casted one of your good friends, I understand, as the lead of Ed, and I understand that whoever played Ed was actually they were a method actor, and they were actually in character throughout the entire filming process. I know it took you months to get this thing done, and I'm just curious, what was it like working with someone who was in that sort of mindset on set?
Very difficult, I would say. It's actually been extremely damaging to most of my relationships since then.
Yeah.
It's been about a year and a half, 2 years since we actually finished wrapping up filming on this, and the whole time, whenever I would try to direct him, he would get very just angry. I'm scared to see him now, because if you've seen it, he's uncomfortable, he's angry throughout the film, he keeps making these comments. It was horrifying, honestly. I do everything I can to kind of avoid him on campus. I haven't seen him besides in passing, and it often feels like he's maybe following me when I do end up seeing him. Yeah.
Well, and despite our issues, I'm sorry you had to go through that. That sounds quite devastating.
I'm smiling, but you know, inside I am trembling.
I'm so sorry to hear that, Madeline.
It's all right, Erik.
Well, nonetheless, I thought his performance was stellar, something you could aspire to.
Yeah.
But you
could aspire to.
Yeah, right. Well, as
Fine.
as a friend in comedy and as someone who appreciates good acting, I thought you were a great actor in this film. It was impressive that you directed it and wrote it, and that you were such a good actor. And I'm just curious, do you hope to I know you're such a good actress, but do you hope to aspire to maybe be a good actor, just to reach a little higher?
I don't even want to answer that question.
Right.
I
Okay.
don't even want to begin to enter the sphere of your mind. No. I think I am in a wonderful place, and
Well, it's good to hear that.
you.
I'm sorry that we waffled on you for so long. We'll go back to Ed. I thought his performance was so good, and I know that he frightened you a little bit, and that his craft was a little intense, and I understand that. And evidently he's worked on more projects since, and he's actually.
sorry, I see like a reflection of something in your eyes.
What? Oh, yeah, Ed is actually here on set. He's still in character.
Oh.
Yeah. We wanted to see if we could perhaps make amends.
So cool.
Hi, Ed.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Don't worry about him.
How are you here?
I was invited.
No.
I drove.
Did you invite him?
What? What? Our producers did. We thought it'd be a good idea.
Are you a producer? Be honest with me.
No.
What do you do here? Is this all you do here?
I
You
host.
just ask questions?
It's kind of the job description, yeah.
I can ask questions. How was your day, you know? Why do you style your hair like that? Why did you think that tie went with those shoes, you know?
Did you guys want a bagel?
I don't want a bagel. I don't want a bagel.
I got a lot of bagels. I brought
This is always the
bagels.
thing with him.
I brought a lot of
Bagels?
bagels.
Bagels.
Is that what you find so off-putting about him? The bagels?
I mean,
Got a lot.
part of it.
he's just offering bagels.
It's
He seems like a pretty nice guy.
like his personality is not like correct. Like the bagels, I guess, is part of.
Should I
the
come up and give you the
situation.
bagels? I could walk closer and.
No, we
don't
we
need
don't,
to-
we
I
don't
feel
need a
kinda
bagel.
far.
We're fine.
No, you
We're fine.
enjoy
I
that
got a
yourself,
lot.
but thank you.
It's a lot of
buddy.
bagels
I
to eat.
Hold
appreciate
on.
it.
Okay.
I appreciate it. Do you need
My chair.
Do you need a look? Yeah. All right. You good?
I really just struggled with that moment because you're very kind to me just now,
Yeah.
and you know, I feel like we've been struggling through this interview. I can't deal with him being over there.
He just. What?
You can have this one if you want.
I don't want that bagel.
It's pretty good.
You've eaten most of it.
Yeah, that's because that's how good it is.
Don't focus on Ed. He's just hanging out.
I feel like I should get closer. I just feel like I'm
You-
really far away.
Ed, come over here. Yeah. Let's address these issues.
Let's
okay.
address these issues, Ed.
Yeah.
Come.
So we understand that Ed, there was some issues on set. You.
Don't stand closer to him.
Yeah,
I
so
don't want
I'm not feeling
bagels.
Does
it.
he
I
always
don't.
carry a plate of bagels around?
Yes,
my
like
signature
most
trait.
of the
That's very
time.
endearing, Ed. Don't be ashamed of that. I
I'm
think
not.
that's very
He
cool.
like thinks that if he acts like a cartoon character and like has a little thing he does, it's gonna make me not run away from him when I see him in public.
Yeah. I got a closet full of just the same shirt.
It's a very nice shirt.
Yeah, thank you.
I think it's very.
You want a bagel?
You know, you think that until you start seeing it in your nightmares.
You want a bagel?
No, I'm good. Thank
Don't
you.
eat the bagel.
I'm good. I will not eat a bagel.
Just take one, please.
Do not.
Please.
Come on.
Can I have the rainbow one?
That.
Okay.
You know, in the wild, animals that are that color are filled with poison. Do you realize that?
Well, this.
Take a bite.
I don't think this is
It's a
a
bagel.
sentient bagel. I think I'll be fine.
Yeah, take a bite.
I'll take a bite after the show.
Just take a bite now.
I have my,
Do it now.
I have my mouth guard in for,
Do it
the,
now.
for the
Do
it
cameras. My teeth reflect weird off the lights.
Do it now, please.
I don't know why you're trying to think of insecurities when you already have so many naturally.
Okay. Thank you for the bagel.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
of course. Well,
I love you.
We don't need to do this.
I'm gonna go back to my
this
spot.
bagel
Yeah,
is
you
so
should.
dry.
I love
Well-
you.
Bye. Bye, Ed.
I'll just be over here.
He didn't even answer to his own name anymore. Only answers to
His
Ed.
name's Ed.
That's not his name.
He had it legally changed. I told you.
He had
He's-
it
he's Still in
changed?
character. Yeah.
Okay.
I think for your next film, I think it would be a good idea to cast him. I think you could make amends, and I think
Well, I
something
have
really
already.
beautiful could come.
I feel like
from
I
it.
can't back out of it. I already.
Well,
I mean, I
good.
have.
Well, that's good.
It's not a good thing.
I'm very happy that you feel that way. That's
I
good.
bet you are.
This bagel is so dry. Well,
It's taking you a very long time to chew it.
Matalin, thank you so much for being on the show. I hope to see more from you in the future. And with that being said, thank you for tuning in. As always, if you, a friend, or anyone you know, or even anyone who you know knows or doesn't know, is interested in submitting a student production to be featured here on our show, you can refer to the link at the bottom of the screen right now. Or if you're more of a copy and paste kind of guy, you can find it down in the description below. Until next time, I'm Erik Hunter, and this has been Behind the Curtain.